Hello, I would like to begin by thanking you for taking the time to meet with us all today. We are two of the managers from the early help services across Kingston and Richmond. We will be talking to you about the recently developed Resilience Network meetings. Next slide, please.
We want you to imagine the potential success of this programme if we do this together. A collective and determined effort to be part of a system of positive change for these children. We hope you'll be as excited as we are about this new adventure. Next slide, please.
The purpose of the Resilience Network meetings is to offer support and guidance to partner agencies in the provision of early help, to address issues faced by children and their families at the earliest opportunity. Building on community support, the network will promote partnership working and encourage new approaches to early help, whilst also providing easy access to borough-based resources. We are aware that children and young people access universal services such as health and school on a daily basis. Effective universal services and easy access to the borough-based resources are both central to an effective early help approach and in reducing the need for specialist services. Next slide, please.
Our aims for the resilience meetings is to facilitate a reflective space for discussions where we share our best knowledge and become part of the successful journey of change for a child. Within my team, I often admire the creative solutions that are developed by the network around the child. We want to create a space where you all leave knowing of potential helpful services for a child and their family, and you can develop better partnerships with local providers. The early help team will facilitate the meetings, but the real success of this programme will come from the buy-in from yourselves, the local professionals, volunteers, children's advocates, as you all have invaluable perspectives and are part of the driving force needed to make cumulative change and will have far-reaching benefits for all the children and families in our communities. Next slide, please. The Resilience Network meetings will take place in both Kingston and Richmond. There will be 3 in each borough, a total of 6 a month for each stage and age in a child's development. Next slide, please.
The 0 to 5 Resilience Network will align with the developing work surrounding the first 1001 days. The 0 to 5 Resilience Network meetings began on the 19th of January 2021 and will take place on a monthly basis. The next meeting for the 0 to 5s will take place on the 23rd of February from 10 a.m. to 12 midday. Future dates will be communicated going forward, and meetings will be held virtually initially due to COVID restrictions. The Kingston 0 to 5 team will be led by Sharon Carey, and the 0 to 5 Richmond team will be led by me. We have developed a Google form for professionals to book a space at the network meetings should they want to come and discuss a case. This can be located on CPD. You can access further information regarding CPD from AFC's Workforce Development team. Next slide, please. The 5 to 11 Resilience Network will align with the existing forums within AFC Education Services. The 5 to 11 Resilience Networks began on the 20th of January 2021 and will take place on a monthly basis. The next meeting for 5 to 11s will take place on the 24th of February from 10 a.m. to 12 midday. Rebecca Eggleton-Wills will lead on the 5 to 11 Kingston team, and Chloe Walsh will lead on the 5 to 11 Richmond team. Next slide, please.
The 11 to 19 Resilience Networks will usually be held in youth centres, but for the time being, we will be holding them virtually. In Kingston side, these will be run by myself, Dasha Kazina, and in Richmond side, it will be Richard Lehrer. Next slide, please. On this slide, you will see all our contact details for the relevant leads for both Richmond and Kingston. Next slide, please.
The Resilience Network meetings will be chaired by the early help leads. We will use the signs of safety to map the case discussion. As mentioned previously, the Resilience Network meetings will take place on a monthly basis and will run for 2 hours. Professionals who wish to discuss a case will have an allocated 15 minutes to discuss their case. We will use Otter to record the meeting. Otter is a voice recording app which is currently being used by AFC to minute other meetings such as child protection conferences. The use of Otter will allow for accurate recording of the meeting. We will ensure that the meetings adhere to the information sharing agreement and will ask those presenting a case to keep the family's details anonymous if consent has not been sought. Next slide, please.
The early help assessment process is a partnership and planning approach designed to show a holistic view of the child or a young person's strengths and needs. We value the importance of relationship-based practice and the need to amplify the voices of children and their families' experiences alongside their hopes for the future. To achieve this, the assessment tool uses a child and family-centered approach, with their involvement and consent throughout the process being integral to the success of the proposed interventions. Our best hope on completing the assessment is to identify the family's strengths so that we can re-inspire the feeling of confidence, capability and motivation to change by exploring their areas of resilience and their gains from experiences when looking on how best to achieve the family's goals. A child-centered approach means that practitioners work together as a team around the child or team around the family. The team around the child or team around the family intervention is coordinated by the best person who has a relationship with the child or family, and this is supported by a member of the early help team. We empower families to make their own family plans and promote their choices. From who will be some of the best people to have at the networks, where would they be comfortable, and how can we share their views openly and confidently? And what is their goals, aspirations, so that we can begin to explore how we can achieve this. We then help them to develop and drive their family plan. Next slide, please.
So here we have the signs of safety tool, which I hope you are all familiar with. We'll use the signs of safety framework to record the strengths and needs of the family and agreed actions. We will ensure that by using this tool, partners who present their concerns will leave with a smart multi-agency action plan, ready to share and consolidate with the family they're working with. Next slide, please. I would like to leave you with some feedback from our initial Resilience Network meetings. Here is a reflection from a head teacher. Please take a moment to read the slide. Okay, I would like to thank you all for taking the time.